Welcome to First Wing, a Fourth Wing podcast.
I'm Brianna, and this is the start of my Iron Flame journey, part 2. We're in part 2.
You threw me off.
Sorry.
And I'm Kendra, an experienced dragon rider, here to help this second year. This is definitely starting us off on this amazing chapter, just at the perfect craziness. Okay.
Yes.
Just a quick note, this book contains explicit content, including swearing, sex, violence, and death, and so will this podcast. There is definitely death in this series. In this chapter.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's sex.
Yeah.
That's right.
I know, these two chapters are, so different from each other.
They are.
Chapter 1, you're ending off part 1 of this book, and then chapter 2, you're starting this whole new thing.
I know, a whole new adventure. It's starting you right off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Oh my gosh, we are super happy to be here.
Yeah, this is crazy. It's been a little bit, but I think I'm right. I remember everything.
Oh yeah, we've been prepared to do this for a while, but I got sick.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Brianna got sick
I
first.
got sick.
Then I got sick.
Then you got sick. Then you went to New York.
I went to New York City.
Today we are discussing chapters 36 and 37. Last episode ended right when Xaden shows up and kills Nora, and we don't technically know it's Xaden, but we definitely know it's Xaden. I mean,
yeah.
There's no way it's anyone else.
Gold flecked onyx eyes.
Exactly.
Yay.
And so now she has Dane and Xaden there to rescue her.
Nice.
Yeah. And, everyone that Dane brought with him.
Xaden.
Right.
Yes.
Everyone that Xaden
Definitely don't mix those two.
Sorry.
Okay. Blurb on the top is very short. It says the only crime worse than murdering a cadet is the unfathomable act of attacking leadership. And this is Major Offendra's guide to the writer's quadrant, which is, obvious in the end of the last chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is why I don't think that they're coming back from this. Now, obviously, we know they're not coming back. But this blurb was this is why I don't think there's any way they could ever go back to Basgiath. And just like how they did at the end of the last book, I'm like, no. But I love what they do instead, because then you still, it seems like they're going to set up school. So you're still going to get, school in a way, which is good, because, she does need to train.
Right.
And everyone else does too. So
I know. Yeah. So exciting. Okay, good. So we come into this chapter with rage shining in Xaden's eyes as he holds his sword in his right hand and a dagger in his left, aimed to strike Dane. And then Violet thinks, oh gods. And she says no, lurching to put herself in front of Dane, but she can't even move her body because she's so fucking messed up right now.
I know. If only she'd had a more recent visit from the mender.
Nolan, yeah.
But luckily she's going to her brother, who's a great mender.
This is true. Okay. And then when she jumps in front of Dane and then practically almost falls on her face, Dane drops his weapons to catch her, which is really nice considering that Xaden looks like he's about to kill Dane.
Yes.
So it's nice that he caught her.
Yes.
Anyway, she does say to Xaden, he saved me, don't kill him. And then thinks to herself, stabbing Varish earns Dane a chance, right?
Sure. Yeah. It should. It should earn him a chance.
Then it says that Xaden really takes a good look at her here. So I guess he was he came in in full, wrath.
He was like,
mode.
Let's kill everyone, then worry about Violet.
So he didn't really, so he says God's Violet, and then it says shadows explode around us, cracking stone and decimating the wooden slab of a bed marked with my blood.
Right. So far we've only, he says that he never loses control, and he's only ever lost control, when they're having sex.
Yeah.
And now he's losing control here because she's been tortured, and I was like, this must suck for him so much. Obviously it sucks worse for Violet, but...
He'd much rather lose control in an orgasm than he would seeing his, whatever you want to call her, the way she is.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh gosh, this is so terrible for him.
And she's the worst of it is covered under her clothes too. So she's figuring, oh gosh, my face must be pretty bad.
Yeah, and her arms must be exposed a bit too.
Yeah. So she stumbles into his arms, and I love how it says the shadows grasp his sword as he grabs her and cradles her against his chest. So you can just see Xaden's holding Violet, and his sword is just sitting nearby. Floating in a shadow hand, probably still facing Dane.
Yeah, that is funny.
Anyway,
I don't have to drop my weapons to hug her.
Yeah. This is a line here from Xaden that a lot of people will quote. It says, there's nowhere in existence you could go that I wouldn't find you, remember? Oh wait, did he say that exact line earlier too?
He must have. This
because he says
sounds
remember.
Rhysand has definitely said this to Feyre before.
Oh yeah.
I think Draco said this to Hermione in that fan fiction.
What was that? Manacle?
Yeah. And now alchemized. I haven't read it, but I'm sure the main character says that to her there too.
This is the same line repeated everywhere. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
Zayden's a little Akatar fan. We don't know.
He could be.
Anyways, it's very cute and somehow just, fills those parts of our hearts.
Yeah.
Even though she's like half dying there.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it when she mentions his smell, leather and mint.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish in real life people smelled how they did in fantasy novels. They always have just the best scents ever. Yeah.
The problem is that when someone tries to put on cologne that smells something like that, it is horrible.
It's not the same.
No, it just doesn't. The fake smells just don't do it for me.
Yeah. Well, I guess
I need some real leather.
So maybe he polishes his leather with mint oil.
He chews peppermint leaves.
He chews peppermint leaves.
Maybe. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So fine. Garrick pops in and he's like, "God's damn, you took off running and then couldn't save a single one for me? It took me forever to clear the barricade of bodies in the staircase." I want that point of view chapter
Garrick?
from Xaden. I just want him just going from wherever he went and cutting down
everyone,
every single person in his path on his way to Violet. I need to be in his head in that moment.
Yeah. How does he know? I wonder how he knew exactly where she was. I don't think they said.
Well, I did tell you. Did I not tell you that there was like a teaser last year from Rebecca? Maybe I didn't tell you. Of writing his point of view chapter of when he goes to drop all the wyvern bodies along the border. So that might be when we find out how did he find out and his whole thing from there to here. I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe he was just killing. I mean, they did say it was really heavily guarded, so I'm sure if he was like, well, this is the really heavily guarded path. He knew she'd be in the brig.
Oh, I think Taryn knows where she is.
Maybe.
I think that he knows everything. He just can't speak to her.
Yeah.
She can't speak to her.
Okay. Yeah. That'll make it easy.
Either that or he just follows that pathway in his. Remember how she's like kind of sensitive through that?
But how would that work the same way, even with her being drugged?
Oh,
it would depend.
Not a clue is what I tried to say. Not sure, not a clue. Okay, good. So Garrick came in, right?
Yeah.
And then he says, "You look better, Violet, but I'm glad you're alive." I love Garrick. I want a little Garrick story sometime.
Yeah, like do him and Imogen get together? That's what I want to know.
I can't say anything.
I'm not actually
Is this not
you.
Spoil free?
I'm just wondering, because since we found out that she had a crush on Garrick, there's been no other. Now I get that he left and she's been at best guy, but there's been no other forward momentum on if they're gonna have a relationship or not.
I know. Okay, Garrick says leadership is launching all over the place to get to the border, and then Xaden says, "Then it worked."
Right. So I was like, oh, okay. Last chapter, I was thinking that there was no attack on the borders, which, I mean, technically there's not attacks, but that nothing was happening at the border and that they were just making something up to get leadership to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, this was when it's revealed that they, there is things happening at the border, but also it is also still part of the plan.
Yeah.
They did this
Xaden is distracting them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I could have guessed it. Because
I was so surprised that you didn't. Like, you guessed everything. And when they said that, I was like, it's not obvious. Obviously,
I was just
this is a rescue attempt.
Thinking that it was a rescue attempt and that they just were calling them away to get them out, but nothing was actually happening.
Okay, so either way, it was still.
I didn't think that the big Venom attacks were happening already.
Yeah.
Because that, to me, that was the only other option. It was either that, the Venom have made it to the border in, multiple of them in multiple areas, but I was like, I don't think we're there yet in the whole storyline.
Right. Yeah.
So then I just was like, well, I guess they're just making it up to get people to leave. But this actually,
I mean, we find out here, I don't know, how much we do find out here that he's dropping wyvern, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, can you imagine how much cover-up they have to do?
Yeah.
There's dead two-legged dragons that are not dragons being dropped.
I think in other ways they don't look quite like dragons if you get close enough to them, which you can when they're dead.
Yeah. So the amount of cover-up that had to be done, this is an emergency.
Yeah. All along the border.
Yeah. All along the border. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, it is amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Okay, so Varish is not dead yet, right? And he basically looks at Dane and says, "You're turning traitor." And then Garrick's like, "Oh, is that what's happening?" I love that. He's like, "Nice."
He's like, "Oh,
I wasn't sure. I mean, Dane's here. I don't know what's going on."
Dane's not dead yet.
Yeah. And then Varish says, "Your father would be so disappointed." And then Dane says, "If he already knows what Violet showed me, then I'm the one disappointed in him."
I know. I was like, I'm very glad to hear you say that.
So proud of you, Dane. You made a right choice. Yeah.
And he's being terrible and actively trying to kill Violet.
Yeah. And Dane doesn't even know that much now. He just knows that.
He's just like, if he knows, then I'm disappointed in him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And Dane looks like he's going to go like, maybe hurt Varish. And Xaden says, no, not you. He gives her a knife here somewhere. He says that honor belongs to Violet if she wants it. And then Violet's like, oh.
Yeah, I actually thought he was going to insist on killing him himself.
Yeah, and he probably wants to.
Yeah, then I was like, you know what? This does more track with like how Xaden treats her.
Yeah.
And he does kind of, because she literally can't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, so he hands her that blade that is the venom one that they had found on her that he like showed Dane and like, that Varish was playing with. It's that same alloy hilted knife.
Yes.
That's the one she gives to her and holds her steady at, basically to push the knife in his chest.
Yeah.
And then Violet says, I promised you die in this room. Which she did.
She did.
Promise.
Yeah.
And then, between the two of them, they kill him.
Yep. And
which no one is sad about.
No.
Not a person.
No.
I don't even think there's a person in the world
Solus is sad about it, if I'm being honest. Because he said he was like manipulating Solus into doing his bidding. Yeah, I can't imagine Solus enjoyed that. I don't know.
It's hard to say with Solus.
I know it is hard to say. But I mean, you're a weak ass dragon if you're letting your human control you.
Yeah, and there's got to be some weak dragons out there. I mean, they're not all, I imagine.
Yeah,
just
they're
like
all Terran.
Yeah. She thinks to herself here, like, I just killed the vice commandant of the quadrant. And then she's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? Go back to class?
No.
I thought it's a great, like, she really doesn't have a clue that Xaden would do what he's doing now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she hasn't thought, like, oh, we're leaving. Like, this is the end of pretending, this is the start of the rebellion. No, because she cares about the rebellion so much. She feels like somehow this is going to all get covered up. I don't know how she thinks that with all the dead bodies in the
I don't think she can think very well.
Well, I don't think so either.
Right now.
But she is thinking here that Xaden risked everything coming here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like Liam said he would. Well, yeah. Liam/Violet.
Exactly. So Xaden kind of orders the rest of them out, and she explains to him that she didn't break, but that Dane did see everything,
Right.
Whatever. And he's like, I trust you, but it wouldn't matter to me if you had. We're leaving, getting you the fuck out of here.
I know. I was like literally crying. I was like, oh my God, he wouldn't even care. It's crazy.
Oh man.
And also, but like she didn't. Oh God, he better be so impressed.
She didn't break. I know. She was so good.
5 days. She was literally there for 5 days.
Yeah. Through this, you can see that he, like, at this point, he's just like, you are my priority. Anyways, but Violet, of course, argues with him. She's like, you can't do this. We can't leave. They'll follow us. Brennan's not ready. You'll forfeit access to the Vizgaiath weapons. And he's like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And she's like, you'll lose everything you've worked for. And he says, then I'll have everything I need. I will happily watch Arisha burn to the fucking ground again if it means you live.
Oh my goodness. This is too much.
I know.
This is
pulling at our heartstrings.
I know.
And he's like, I'm sorry if you expect me to do the noble thing. I warned you. I'm not sweet or soft or kind, and you fell anyway. This is what you get, Violet. Me. The good, the bad, the unforgivable, all of it. I am yours. You want to know something true, something real? Yes, Xaden, we really.
Oh my God, yes.
He says, I love you. I'm in love with you. I have since the night the snow fell in your hair and you kissed me for the first time.
Oh my goodness, it took you way too long to say that.
Over a book and a half.
Oh my gosh.
We've been waiting for this.
But this does officially kill the theory that I thought maybe one of them would say I love you while they were in a fight. But it's not. It's not that type of book, I guess.
Oh no, this is good. I like this.
No, this is I mean, Stiller was so many better times, but that's okay.
He almost lost her and he's probably thinking, why am I such an idiot? Like the rest of us,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even Violet was thinking that about herself. She was like, why did I try to resist how much I loved him? I should have told him like every day or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. He also says he's grateful that his life was tied to hers because he says, I won't have to face a day without you in it. My heart only beats as long as yours does. And when you die, I'll meet Malik at your side. It's a damn good thing that you love me too, because you're stuck with me in this life and every other that could possibly follow. So nice. By the way, very small little side thing, Malik here being the god of death. I'm reading a book right now, which is the Legends of Thasmir. So if anybody out there has read this book, and one of the guys' name is Malik, and it just throws me off every time she says she's going to go visit Malik. I'm like, why are you going to the god of death? And it's been throwing me off, and it's driving me crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
And so anyways, okay, back to Violet and Xaden. Violet then says, I do love you. And he says, glad you didn't forget. Let's get out of here together. So Xaden orders Garrick to clear the staircase. And he says, tell Bodhi to track down whatever antidote she and the rest of her squad needs.
Right. And I was like, oh no, what happened to her squad?
Right. This is our first time hearing about
them. So far we thought that they were fine this whole time.
Yeah. And she asks that question. Xaden says, they're fine, but they were put under guard in the interrogation classroom after they tried to mount a rescue mission yesterday. I want that chapter. Yeah. That sounds so fun.
What was their plan?
I love that. I love the fact that they were like, oh, hell no.
Okay,
we're getting her out of there.
Days.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably started planning earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad that it's not too bad. Nothing too bad could have happened to them in such a short time.
Yeah.
But, oh my goodness. And then, anyways, that was all like I was thinking about, but now we get into even crazier stuff.
Yeah. Xaden has to kind of help her here because she says something like, I lost track of what's broken and what Nolan mended. I know my left arm is fractured, plus at least 3 of my ribs on my right side. My hip feels like it's not entirely where it's supposed to be either. So she's in whatever. And then Xaden says he'll die for his part. And he's talking about Nolan here.
Yeah.
Talking about Nolan I don't know. I really liked Nolan up until this part in the book. And then it's like, I don't know how you can go past this point and forgive him. Now, I do understand that he's not evil, and I do understand that, like, he considers in some way here, like, actually, truly, I believe, considers that she was being a traitor to their country, and he was doing the right thing. But it doesn't excuse it.
But it's not the right thing.
Yeah.
The thing is Violet said it herself, like, you want to keep on questioning me, you put me on trial.
Right.
So
yeah, and the fact that he knows Varish. Like, the fact that he didn't send some missive to her mom saying this is what's going on. I don't know, something.
He could have alerted her.
It's very disappointing.
Yeah.
It's very disappointing. Okay, good. So they go into, like, the next room where there's just, like, a bunch of dead people. And he, like, gets all of her daggers and, like, sheathes them all over her body, you know. And Dane is, like, passing supplies from a nearby locker. And they're, like, splinting her arm and kind of getting ready to go. And then Garrick yells down the stairwell saying, Xaden, we have a problem. And Xaden's like, fuck, glancing between the swords and her. And Dane's like, I can carry her. Yeah, right, Dane. What are you thinking? Xaden shoots him a look.
No way.
No. The look that promises a slow, painful death. And he's like, I haven't decided whether to let you live yet. You can bet your ass I'm not trusting you with her. Violet, says I can walk.
I know. I was, like, genuinely thinking here, like, I just don't understand why she's trying, but then with, like, the comment that her mom makes, I'm like, that's why she's trying, because this psycho bitch is her mom. Jesus.
Oh, that was a good conversation with her.
I know, but why would you end it?
But still. Yes, I know.
Oh my God, she was just tortured for 5 days. Are you, like, are you joking right now?
There's not a sympathetic bone in her mom's
Like, there's a time, and that time is when you physically cannot walk. Yeah. That's the time.
I know. So yeah, she does say she thinks she can walk, but of course the whole room tilts.
And Liam's still here.
And this is our last sight of Liam.
Yeah.
Liam says, but he didn't break you, Violet.
Right.
And then, like, basically steps into the shadows and then
disappears. Yeah.
It doesn't say disappears, but you get that idea from the way she writes it. So
yeah. And then I love this line from Xaden though. He's like, okay, next time I'm beaten for 5 days straight, you can carry me out of the prison.
Yeah, exactly. And she's like, thank you. And it says to both men. That's to Liam.
Yeah, not to Dane.
No, it's to Liam
and Xaden.
Yeah. So he does. He picks her up, and then he says to Dane, follow me or die. It's your choice, but make it now. And Dane follows. Okay, so Garrick's, Xaden says, what kind of problem, Garrick? And Garrick says, a general size one.
Yeah. And
his hands are in the air.
And her mother.
And the mother's blade is at his throat.
I was like, this is genuinely the worst time for her mom to show up. Now, it goes differently than how I was expecting, but I was like, okay, so she just showed up to, like, all these dead people and Xaden carrying Violet. Like, how does she have any context for anything happening here? As far as she's concerned, he beat Violet and is now stealing her. I didn't know that, of course, it seems like Xaden and her mom has that other relationship. I was like, literally, this is the worst possible time for you to be here out of all the times you could have been here.
I know.
But luckily that's not what she's thinking.
No, but that's an interesting thought. Yeah, no. It's basically like, oh shit here. Mm-hmm. They're not sure what she's doing there. So this is her mother. It says her eyes meet mine from where she stands at the top step. And her face, it says, is strained with worry. And she's like surprised, Violet is. And then her mom says her name, Violet. She said, "Who did you kill?" to Xaden. And Xaden says, "Everyone." And then General Sorrengail nods and drops her blade.
Right. So I guess this is because she doesn't have to keep up a pretense because everyone is dead. So I was like, okay, is she going to be like cool about this? I was like, kinda. I was like, what is happening? Anyways.
I wonder though if he's like, I tied up 2 guards, if she would say, "Kill them, then come back and we can talk." I mean, I feel like she would at this point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know. So yeah, so she drops the blade. Garrick's, happy to get out from underneath that. And then she hands a clear liquid vial to Violet and says it's the antidote for the serum. But Violet's not going to take it right now because she doesn't know if she can trust her mom.
Yeah.
And then she says...
Finally learning the lesson about drinking things.
Finally, my goodness. She says, "I would have come sooner if I had known." She said, "I didn't know, Violet. I swear it. I've been in Chaldeer for the last week." And then Violet asks, "Is this just a coincidence, like your return?" And she says, "I'd like a moment alone with my daughter." And Xaden's like, "That's not happening."
Yeah. I was like, what does that mean exactly?
Yeah.
What is this leading to?
Her mom says, she's saying this to Xaden, "You of all people know the lengths I'll go to in order to protect her."
Yeah. Lots of question marks there.
Wow, that's like
for
a
second
bomb drop, right?
Yeah.
What does he know? What lengths is she going to?
I know. I was like, okay. What?
And since I'm pretty sure the reason we're getting reports of dragons dropping wyvern carcasses at every outpost we have along the border.
Outpost. Yeah.
Yeah. The reason this college is emptying itself of most of the leadership in a rush to contain the problem, the least you can do is give me a chance to say goodbye to her.
Yeah.
So she's not even saying, "I'm going to hold you back." She's saying, "I want to say bye."
Yes, alone. I was like, so this is the first time I learned about the wyverns.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that would do it. I was like, yeah, no, that's a really good plan. I really should have thought about that. I just didn't expect that one.
It'd probably be hard to lasso a venom and drop them at every outpost.
Yeah, the wyvern are actually easier.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you have to kill the venom to get the wyvern to stop.
Yeah. Yeah. But that is a great plan.
Yeah.
And also, I'm imagining at this point that every single professor in this college who didn't know what was happening is going to be giving a quick briefing.
Yeah.
Or they already know. We couldn't tell we do see what happens with Devera, right? But we don't know at what point. It seems like we saw a point where Devera seemed to start knowing things, right?
Yeah, I think she did before them. But we don't know, like, Devera's whole story. Like, how long has she been a professor at the college? Like,
right.
There's just so much that's like, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. It would be a question I'd love to ask Rebecca, actually. It's like, did all the college professors just automatically know this? Did they find out as they're kind of going? I don't know.
I feel like it's way easy, like, for the people in charge who are trying to contain this, if you tell, like, 5 people all at once, and then they start talking among each other, rebellion is a lot, or, like, their thought process that they need to do something about this is probably more likely as they are all talking. But let's say you find out, and then you find out that 50% or 75% of everyone you work with already know and are all on board with doing nothing and keeping the secret. Now you don't feel like you can confide in anyone or talk about it, and you feel trapped, like you have to make the same decision.
Yeah, that's very true.
It would make more sense for them to, like, slowly bring people in like that. Oh,
yeah. You think really good for the enemy.
Yes.
Okay, good. So Violet's obviously surprised at whatever her mom has just said here, right? And then he says, "Would have done it sooner, but it took a couple days to hunt them down and kill them." Mm-hmm. And then Lilith says, "You've threatened our entire kingdom." And he says, "Good. You allowed her to be tortured for days. I don't give a shit whether it was by your absence or your negligence. It happened on your watch."
Yeah, go Xaden.
I know.
I bet he loves saying that to her.
Oh, I'm sure. He's feeling good right now.
Yeah.
She says 3 minutes now. And then Violet says 3 minutes. And then Xaden's like, "She's a fucking monster." But Violet says, "She's my mother." Anyways, he finally props her up against the wall and says, 3 minutes, I'll be at the top of the staircase. And then he looks back at Dane and says, "Ados, did you decide to follow?" And then Dane says, "Apparently." And then Zane's like, "Then fucking follow."
He must love saying that to Dane, though.
Yeah, there's so much. I'm sure Xaden doesn't love the situation because of Violet, but everything else about this he's loving.
He's having a little bit of some satisfying moments here.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm like, fuck you, Lilith. You following me? Then get in line.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Her mother gives her the vial, tells her to take it. She still doesn't. But she says, Violet says, you've known what's happening out there for all these years. And then her mom says, when you have children, we can discuss the risks you'll take, the lies you'll be willing to tell in order to keep them safe.
Yeah, and so at first I was like, is this what she meant before? Like when she said that thing to Xaden? But no, we're about to get that.
Yeah. And Violet's like, what about their children? And she's like, again, when you are a mother, talk to me about who you're willing to sacrifice so your child lives. Which, I am a mother.
And so
are you. Look at that. 2 mothers in this room. And, there is a lot you would do for your children. There's a lot. But I'm not entirely sure what she's saying here. Like, she's not explaining exactly what she risked and what she's done and whatever. She sounds like she's kept the secret. It doesn't explain everything.
She must be thinking, I guess, that keeping the secret was keeping Violet safe, right? I mean, that's what she's alluding to. But if you joined the rebellion the right way, you could also be kept safe. Like, I don't know. Like, it's a little how much of leadership's plan does she know? Because what is their plan when the Venin do come? The Venin are coming.
I think she knows as much as anybody else. Right. I think. I mean, she's up there high enough.
Is anyone really safe? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, are any of us really safe with the Venin out there? Wouldn't the best thing to do to protect your children would be to eradicate the enemy and not just hide behind your borders?
Yeah, it's hard to say what she's talking about when she's saying this. Is she talking about keeping the secret? Is she talking about something else? It's so hard to say. Yeah. Also, Xaden's and all those rebellion kids, their parents were all parents. Yeah. Mothers. Fathers that loved their kids. And they chose...
Or she was there while they all got murdered in front of their children.
Yeah, but she's the one who spoke up against...
Killing the kids?
No, killing them in front of their children. Oh. Yeah, in one of the blurbs in the first book, she puts in a formal, I don't think this is a good idea.
But wait, so did they do it?
Yeah, they did.
They still did it?
Yeah, but it wasn't her idea, just whatever. They chose helping the continent over just... quote unquote trying to keep their kids safe, if that's what she's referring to here. Right. What I was trying to say.
Yeah. And I don't know, I feel like as a mom you have a lot more empathy for everyone.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like. That's what
about
happened.
all the kids in these villages in Peromial that are being sucked dry by the Venin when they go through?
And how about all these families who are trying to escape and we're murdering them at the borders?
Right. Yeah.
It's like,
I don't know. If that's her excuse for doing what she's doing, then it's
not a very good one.
Piss poor excuse.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I think too.
Not approved by these mothers. Okay. So, back to their conversation. Violet says it's not right to let them die defenseless. Okay. Exactly what we're saying. And then she says, I never said it was, and I knew you'd never see it our way. Never agree with our stance on self-preservation. Oh, wait, so you're saying they're just a bunch of Slytherins? Sorry. Markham saw you as his prodigy? Gosh, guys. Protege? Ugh, the next head of the scribes. The only applicant he thought smart enough, clever enough to continue weaving the complicated blindfold chosen for us hundreds of years ago. Wow, what a sentence.
That is such a sentence. She's really taking no responsibility in this. This thing that was chosen for us hundreds of years ago, as if they're honoring their ancestors by continuing this. Whatever. She's just...
Yeah, and Violet was the one who was chosen.
Yes, but she knew
She
better.
said, he made the mistake of thinking you'd be easy to control, but I know my daughter.
Yeah.
She knew that the minute Violet found this out, it would all just unravel.
But this is the answer to my question.
Why was she in the right...
all of book 1.
I know.
Of just why did she do this? Because it did keep on seeming well, she does seem to care about Violet, kind of. She was sad when Brennan died. She seems to not want her children to die. So why did she force her into the most dangerous squadron? It seems like she could have just forced her to become a healer. Putting it out there that there's more than 2 quadrants.
Or infantry.
You could have forced her into anything else. That's
fine. She's also a writer, and so part of that was pride. Yeah,
part of it is definitely what Violet was thinking in the beginning, which she needs us all to hold the family name properly and blah blah. But her mom says right here, her husband was a scribe, so I don't think she would have been upset about that choice of career other than this problem.
Fact, yeah.
I did hope that she was doing it for Violet's sake. I just couldn't really see how. But I remember wondering if she wanted Violet to find out. And she thought as a writer she could do the most good in the world. But it seems like it's the opposite of that. She wanted to save her. I'm not entirely sure. And she didn't want her to find out.
I can't tell from this if she thinks that it was possible she'd never find out. because I can't tell, right? We know that she knew that being under Markham wouldn't be good. Markham would probably find out right away that she was not the right person and would probably just kill her because that's Markham.
Yeah.
So this was safer, but I'm not sure.
But
So
then
she says,
I already lost one child keeping our borders safe, and I wasn't willing to lose another. So it does seem like she was hoping she wouldn't find out, and that she would just be a soldier.
right. Yeah. So she does say here that when she found out, when Markham would bring her in the fold, then she would unravel everything, Violet would, in the name of mercy or whatever emotion you'd blame. I love that. And they would kill you for it.
Yeah. So she does think that.
So that's why she forced her in the Writer's Quadrant, yeah.
Yeah.
And then she says, because you think less of the scribes, which is kind of a dumb thing for Violet to have gotten from all of that. But that's fine. And then Lilith says, bullshit, the love of my life was a scribe.
So does that make us think that she didn't kill her husband, or do you think she still could have?
Reading that line there would make me think she didn't kill her husband, yeah.
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 Yeah, that's what it made me think too.
I put you into the Writer's Quadrant so you'd have a shot at surviving, and then I called in the favor Ryerson owed me for putting the marked ones into the quadrant.
Theory.
Okay.
Kind of. Remember, we know that when her dad died, he was looking into hatchlings.
Yep.
And we know about the borders, and not just the borders, the wards, and how they're partially powered by dragon eggshells, and how the hatching grounds are, I mean, presumably very important. Hasn't been confirmed yet, but it's basically confirmed. So I still suspect foul play with his death, basically, is what I'm saying. Because looking into hatchlings can lead, like, he could be looking into them because of he wanted to do something about the wards. Yeah. Just like Violet is.
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, there's so many things there that could point to that for sure.
Yeah. So even if it wasn't her, Lilith, which I do hope it's not. Like, I want her to just be, like, kind of sucky, not, like, the worst person
right.
ever. I still think it could have been someone else.
Yeah. No, it's a very good thought.
What did they claim he died from? Like, a heart failure. Yeah. See, you can force, first of all,
we know poisons.
Yeah, you can force heart failure with all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And also you can just be like, oh yeah, heart failure, and no one's going to question you, because that really is something that can just happen kind of suddenly, even if it is natural.
I mean, it wouldn't even matter what he died from. I don't think there's a single death that I could come up with that I would be like, couldn't have been set up in some way if someone.
Yeah, no, but the fact that it's the one that's like would get the least questions is heart failure.
Yeah,
it's like he could have died another way and they just said it was heart failure, or they could have forced heart. It doesn't matter. That's like the most like, well, what are you gonna do? Heart. Yeah, like, they die. This sometimes.
Is not falling down a flight of stairs, because I swear to God, guys, if someone's fallen down a flight of stairs, someone has pushed them. Never an occasion in any kind of literary setting that the person hasn't been pushed.
Yeah.
Back to the book. She drops this bomb that she called in this favor from Xaden.
Oh my gosh, yeah, this was crazy.
And then Violet's like, you did what?
Yeah.
Did you have a thought there?
I'm trying to find it. I said, no fucking way, to protect her, to slowly tell her to what?
Oh, like what his favor was, yeah.
But it was to protect her.
She says, it was a simple transaction. He wanted the marked ones to have a chance. I gave him the quadrant, as long as he took responsibility for them, in return for a favor to be named at a later date. You were that favor. If you survived Parapet on your own, all he had to do was see that no one killed you outside of challenges, or your own naivety.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, good. So basically, he kind of keeps her safe. Other than challenges, like he can't stop a challenge, or if she does something really stupid, he can't stop that.
Yeah.
But other than that, he's supposed to keep her alive, which he did. Then she says, quite a miracle considering what Colonel Atos put you through during war games.
Uh-huh.
And then Violet's like, wait, you knew? And she's like, I discovered it after the fact, but yes, don't give me that look. It worked. You're alive, aren't you? That's one of those tough love things. Though I'll admit I didn't foresee the mated dragons or whatever emotional entanglement you involved yourself in. That was disappointing.
Shut up.
What a mother.
Oh,
what a mother.
This is so much.
I know, there's so much here.
Like, I mean, that kind of makes like all he did at the beginning of the book less emotionally meaningful. Because he was doing it as part of his favor, like when he didn't kill her for discovering the secrets, like when he gave her advice on how to not die in certain things and trained her on the mat instead of killing her on the mat.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. That was definitely all motivated by this.
Mm-hmm. I know, it's an interesting way to look at it. I mean, he does say he fell in love with her when
they kiss.
They kiss.
So this is all like everything that happens before that. even
That's true.
him trying to jump in at the
Threshing
jack.
could have been that, but
But
we
I
don't
think
know.
at that point, and I think we know, maybe we know at that point that
I think he was starting to
already
like her at that point.
having
Yeah.
feelings for her. Maybe we know that from one of his chapters.
Yeah.
It
It's
is
very interesting.
But at the same time, it's like, well, without her asking for that, I don't think he would have gotten the chance to know her, because I think he would have just killed her. Like, he would have. I don't know if he even would have.
I love, though, how he acted
chance.
the whole time like he was wanting to kill her, though.
Yeah, I think he was. That's even when he told everyone, like, oh, I'll handle Violet, like, during that meeting when they're like, what are we going to do about Violet? We're going to kill her, right?
And he's like, no, leave her to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he couldn't let them kill her because he literally promised.
Yeah, like, to save all of them, too. So, like, a very important promise.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting.
It is. It's wild. And then she's kind of feeling bad, but whatever. She says he's never had a choice when
know.
it came to me. His life, the life of those he hold dearest, has always been tied to mine.
She's feeling that type of bad, which I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. 'Cause in the past, this definitely would have been like, he lied to me.
I know,
Does
she's
he
doing
even
better.
like me?
I mean, he just professed love. At this point, he better
She's
not be
like,
that
oh, I
stupid.
feel bad that he didn't kill me.
He had to suffer me all that time. Oh my gosh. So she asks her mom, it was her knife marks on the back, and she says, yes, it's a Tirish custom.
She went to say, yeah. But
Which, did we know that? Or
Yes.
did I accidentally drop that on
no,
you?
we know that. We learned that, I think, sometime around the time that they were up on the mountain having, like, this conversation, and then Xaden, like, flew off, and then Taryn was like, don't push him,
Oh, okay.
blah, blah, blah. I feel like we found out somewhere in that time period.
I thought we did too, so.
So we did know that this was a Tirish custom, but Violet, like, cuts her off here. But I'm like, I want to know more. Like,
I know. There's always like that time where the main character's like, I don't want to hear it. And you're like, no, we want to hear it.
oh, what if we wanted to hear it? Yeah, because, I mean, it is a Tirish custom, so, like, did she really... I don't know. I kind of don't want to believe she did it maliciously.
He said, she's like, how would I know that
Yes.
you'll stick to this? And he said, well, let's do the Tirish custom. You know, I would never violate that or something. And that
That's
might be
kind of what I'm thinking too. That
Yeah.
like it was done fully with his like permission and maybe even his encouragement.
Oh, that would be an interesting meeting to hear. Like, did he have some sort of conversation with her? Did she approach him and say, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to be sure that, you know, you guys are gonna
Not do the
rebel?
exact thing
exact
that
thing
they're
he's doing right now. Like, I wonder. Anyways,
Yes, it's hard to say.
yeah. So her mother goes on and says, it seems that by putting you into the writer's quadrant. Yeah, so this is where I guess it's true that she wasn't trying to get her to find out. So by putting you in the writer's quadrant, all I did was hasten our own end.
Yes.
So she's like, yeah, I thought I was gonna, well, she did save her in a way by putting her in the writer's quadrant, because this quadrant, she could have been killed because she would have found out in a different way.
And she wouldn't have had any way to protect herself. Like
She wouldn't have had all these rebellion
all the
people and all the
and
training, yeah.
and the dragon.
So she saved her daughter, but unfortunately, you know, caused this problem, or unfortunately for her, whatever.
Yeah. Fortunately for us.
Yeah, exactly. They are now back to Xaden, and the mother says, I trust you'll use the chaos to get her out. And he's like, yeah, planning on it. And she's like, good, don't tell me where. I don't want to know. Markham is still in Chaldear with the king. Do with that information what you will. Then she looks at Dane and is like, have you made your choice now that you know? And he's like, I have. And all she does is, It's her response to him. I don't know what that means.
I was just like, she
doesn't
she's
say
very
good. She's not
interesting.
happy Dane's leaving. She's not sad. She's just,
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
Yeah.
She's still a mystery, even with all this. It's so unclear exactly what's going on in this
Exactly
girl's brain.
where she stands.
Yeah.
I mean,
Weird.
what she said earlier about like mercy or whatever emotion you call it, like it does seem like she doesn't.
She has
seem to
no
care
emotion about everybody else.
everyone else.
But here she is literally being a traitor
Yes.
to her own country. And
Yes.
in the way of the country for the, you know, the assholes are running it, right? Not
Right.
like all the people that live there. And she is letting the head of the
new rebellion.
the new rebellion go with her daughter and
Yes.
with Colonel Atos's son. And
Yes.
she's just like, bye, don't
She's
tell me
like,
where you're going.
Don't tell me.
Don't tell me
also,
anything.
here's something maybe helpful.
Yeah, I know. And it's so interesting. So it's like, is she literally just being a mom in her weird way?
Yeah, I mean, she definitely seems like an emotionally stunted person.
Yeah.
So it probably is hard. Like, this is probably a lot of emotion for her. So she doesn't really know what to
She
do
doesn't
with
know
it.
what to do with it. She wants
She's like, I don't want Violet to die. But also, I don't care about
But
the
her
Venom
loyalty-
killing other people.
Interestingly enough, her loyalty, or her mother, what do you want to call that, is more important than her loyalty to
Yeah.
what she's been working at.
But what is she gonna do? Just go back to working towards finding the rebellion
Right?
and killing them all?
Right?
Is she gonna fake it? Yeah. I mean, they could just be like, well, that place is outside of our wards. We're no longer associated with them. Back to our business.
Yeah. So then she says, so the war of the father becomes that of the son. It is you, right? Stealing the weaponry, arming the very enemy trying to rip us apart. Arming the very enemy trying to rip us apart.
I mean, Promula is still trying, they
are still being an enemy. Yeah, well, because
Navarre's being selfish assholes.
And then his response is, regret letting me into the quadrant yet? And she says no.
She's very interesting.
She's such a contradiction.
Yes.
Anyways, she then says, stay alive or all this will have been for nothing. To Violet. She doesn't care about Xaden. And she says, I tell you to take Arnica and see a healer, but you already know that. Your father made sure you know everything you needed or where to find it. You're all that's left of him, you know.
Oh.
Which is a weird thing to say, can I just say?
Because Mira is still alive. I think she thinks of Mira as, like, her daughter and Violet as his daughter.
Unless we're gonna, like, find out somewhere that, like, she had an affair and...
Mira's actually not his daughter.
Well, because she says, but I'm not. Mira has his laugh, his warmth. Doesn't say he has his eyes or his hair.
True.
And you can easily inherit someone's laugh by being raised by them, let me tell you.
Definitely.
Yeah. So it's funny. And then she's like, Brennan. She doesn't know about Brennan. And in this moment, I have no regrets about keeping that secret. Yeah, of course. I mean, her mother is obviously kind of showing some signs of her that is not as bad as we thought, but still, you're not going to tell her about
Also,
Brennan.
I don't think she wants to know more than she needs to know. Although she does probably want
she
to
would
know
love
that
to know about
Brennan's...
Brennan. Oh, God. But I don't think it's also not her secret to tell Brennan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, so then she says, and Violet, as she's walking away, Sorrengails walk or fly off the battlefield, but they're never carried.
Oh, God.
And then Violet's thought, unbelievable.
Yeah, well, because before that, she does give Violet, like, a smile.
Yeah, she does. And she does, like kind of, like, lightly caress her cheek.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a little bit of love there.
And then says that. What is wrong with you?
So much.
Also, okay, like, this is technically not a battlefield. Or, like, I guess it was once they started slaughtering people. But, like, it's not like she was in battle. Unless it's kind of like a battle of the will or the battle of the minds or whatever. But shut up. This is so much worse than a battle. Like, it's 5 days of torture. You're so much more psychologically and probably physically messed up from that than just, like, a single battle.
I don't know.
Depending, I guess, but...
Garrick says, no wonder you're so warm and fuzzy, Violet.
She's like, well, compared to her mom, she really is.
She really is. Okay, Zane's like, we're leaving, gather the marked ones and meet us at the flight field. And Violet's like, no. I love this. I love this so much that she insists on this. Zane's like, what? He's like, we just talked about this. We can't stay here and I won't leave you. And she says, not just the marked ones. If Markham is gone and most of the leadership is flying for the border, then it's our only chance. And he's like, to leave? Yeah, I'm glad we're in agreement. She's like, no, to give everyone a choice.
No. I was like, finally, everyone should get a choice. She's really pushing this.
This is someone who, Xaden is still very much the son of, what's his name?
Fen.
Is it Fen? And very much still like one, what's it called? Not one-sided, but like single-minded, right?
Yeah.
She loves Navarre.
Yeah.
She's bringing like Navarre love into this rebellion because she does care about the people of Navarre. Like,
not only that, I don't think he truly believed, I mean, he just doesn't have the ability to trust others.
That's true. That too.
And she
has a whole squad
her whole squad just so quickly believe her and were willing to risk their lives for the cause.
But these are still her people, and she's like, listen, I'm sure in her head she's like, I would have wanted to be given that choice.
Yes.
I wasn't given that choice. Well, she was eventually, but
kind of accidentally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she says they're gonna lock this place down once the cadre returns, once they know they can't stop the spread of information, and our friends. We have to give them a choice, Xaden, or we're no better than leadership.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it shouldn't be the rebellion's decision either to decide that they don't deserve to know.
Yeah. Exactly. It shouldn't be. She looks at Dane. She's like, it won't be safe here for you, right? Not after what you did. And then Garrick's like, not that it would be safe for him where we're going. And then he kind of looks at between Dane and Xaden and is like, you can't be serious. We're going to trust this guy?
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's
it's a good question. Fair. It's very fair. And
he's
Xaden
like one of the few people that's like, it would be really hard to trust. He could get so much information out of these people.
He could totally go and
sell
just
it right back to his dad. or to anyone. The king.
I think it helps that he stabbed Varish. I think that really helps because it's not just what you say.
Before Xaden showed up.
Before Xaden showed up. Having that little bit of like, some, you know, how actions speak, you know, better than words, whatever that thing is. But him doing that does kind of give him something.
Yeah.
But it's hard to think with just trusting him. Anyway, Xaden says if he wants our trust, he'll earn it.
Yeah. So he is going to give him a chance. Which is good. Like, he is being fair.
Yeah, he is being fair. And then Dane says, I guess my last official act as wing leader will be to call a formation.
Heck yeah.
Yay! Page break. Yeah. It is the formation. Dane is standing up on the, you know, dais, and is trying to get everyone to listen, but he just kind of sucks at these like
commanding
speaking presence. Yeah. He's like, that's where leadership is now, trying to hide the bodies of over a dozen dead wyvern. And then she says that like only the marked ones in her squad are the ones that don't argue. Everybody else is like arguing and yelling. And Zane's like, was this what you had in mind? And she's like, not exactly. She is leaning on him. They did take her and get her all cleaned up and stuff like that. I think it does mention here, like, it says Nolan must have only mended the most severe of my injuries because my face is a collage of new purple-black bruises and older greenish ones, and that pattern only continues beneath the cover of my uniform. They didn't damn near shook the entire time it took me to change. That must have been hard.
Yeah, for real. Because she said the worst of it was under her uniform, and then she took off her uniform.
I'm sure he was there the whole time, wasn't going to let her out of his sight.
Also, she probably needed him because she was having trouble moving.
That's true. Dane yells, if you don't believe me, ask your dragons. And then Tarn says to her, if their dragons agree to tell them.
Right. So, some people's dragons might make the decision for them. Basically.
Yeah, which we do see happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it does mention she finally drank that antidote from her mom and that now they have the connection going, so... She asks Taryn what has the Empyrean decided, and he says it will be up to the individual dragons. They will not interfere, nor will they punish those who choose to leave and take their clutches and hatchlings with them. So what's a clutch? A hatchling is something that's hatched, right?
Like a clutch... Well, okay.
I think it's a clutch of maybe eggs.
Of eggs, yeah. Because like a clutch is a word like a purse. Mm-hmm. So I am just imagining it's like their nest that they can clutch in their in their claws.
Little nest purse that they're flying off with. That's great.
Yep.
I don't know if that's really how that connection was supposed to be made, but I think you're right. That's great. So that's kind of nice to see. It's an interesting thing. Like, this is about the Empyrean, and they're not particularly stopping. They're sort of like, okay, fine, whatever you guys want to do, which is interesting, right?
Yeah.
And then she asks, are you really okay? Because she's been saying that the bond feels like kind of weird between them, like he's holding back. And he's like, I lost Solus in a network of caves when I was hunting him, so I was unable to kill him and Varish myself for their actions. So probably the whole time she's being tortured, he's like, I'm just going to go kill this goddamn dragon, save everybody, right?
Yeah.
When I do find him, I will prolong his suffering before death. And she's like, yeah, I get that. And Andarna, being made ready for flight, we'll pick her up on our way out. Prepare yourself. She still sleeps. And she's like, what's wrong? What aren't you telling me? The elders have never seen an adolescent remain in the dreamless sleep this long.
Right.
So that ends. We don't get to like think about this anymore because at that point, this bitch or a Binehaven is yelling, "You're lying!" as she's like charging towards Dane.
Yeah.
And Garrick probably is thinking, I was never, probably while he steps in her path, is probably thinking, I never expected to be protecting Dane. He says, I have no problem adding to my body count for the day, Binehaven.
Yeah.
That. He's like, I really...
Sounds bad.
I don't know what he's talking about.
No, because like...
Xaden killed everybody.
In the corridor. Garrick said that he raced ahead, so I'm guessing that Garrick, and Xaden were maybe fighting some people. And then Xaden raced ahead, and Garrick finished them off and came and was like, when everyone else is dead. Maybe. That's what I imagined.
I mean, he said practically the same thing when he showed up in Violet's room that one time, and he's like, oh, you didn't leave any for us, kind of. Or basically, oh, we're just here for cleanup duty or something. Yeah. Okay. So then even Heaton... steps in front and is like, along with Emery. So those third years, because they didn't tell the third years. Do you remember that? Like, they only told her friends and Quinn. Right. So these guys...
However, they are still, like, Dane is their wing leader.
Yeah. And they are right here, both Heaton and Emery both are like, oh, and Sienna, who's executive officer. They're just with them. They're just like, listen, we're part of this unit, you know?
Definitely.
And then she thinks Zayn was busy for the 5 days they spent in that cell. He came back with every graduate. So that means he took them from the outposts. He went and took the graduates with the rebellion relic from each outpost as he dropped the
one of
wyverns
these
off.
people, is he saying this because one of these people, Heaton, Emery, or Sienna, or one of them, did one of them graduate last year?
Oh,
and
maybe.
one of them has a rebellion relic?
Were Heaton and no.
Heaton didn't have
No, none of those guys had the rebellion relic.
Okay, it just
I'm
seems like a funny
confused.
time to say that after.
That's very true.
Okay, but anyways.
What? Does someone know the answer to that?
Someone answer this.
Because I swear Heaton and Emery and Sienna, none of those. Maybe Sienna?
I was thinking Emery. I don't think Heaton does, and I thought Sienna was the one. Who is Sienna?
She was the executive officer of...
Maybe she has a rebellion relic then.
Yeah, I don't know. We can look into it later. So why she thought that right then, I don't know, but that is very interesting. So if he went to go grab all the guys' rebellion relic, then he knew there was no coming back from this. Do you get that?
Yes.
Like,
well,
he's like, we all need to, you're going to have to come with me because otherwise you're going to be literally put in prison.
Yes, I think the second he started dropping wyverns, he was like, well, who's going to get blamed for this?
Yeah, so.
The people who are doing it.
Yes, so
and
he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
He knew that was it they were all going to have to go to Risha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she says to him, we better hurry this along. The professors are going to be here any minute. Right? They had some kind of distraction that Bodhi engineered to get the professors that didn't go out with leadership or whatever, right?
Right, which of course are all their favorites.
I know, it's great. Well, Car's not a favorite, but yeah.
No.
I'm not, he's whatever. He's not
there.
bad or good. He's just, yeah.
He's very Ollivander. He just likes power. He doesn't care really about anything else.
Zayn's like, sure, feel free to convince them. So then she says to Taryn, share the memory of Reston, but nothing further. It's the easiest way for them to all have the same information. He's like, I loathe that idea. And she's like, have a better one?
Yeah,
but
she has him do this.
I know, he does so much for her.
I know.
So much for being like this. He's like totally a softie inside. It cracks me up. Anyways, he does it because she can see this ripple through the formation of people gasping and stuff. Mm-hmm. And she's like, okay, here we go. And then Zayn's like, I guess that was one way to accomplish the goal, though I wish you'd left some parts out. And he's thinking about Liam's death, or she thinks he is.
Yeah.
And then someone in second wing yells, it's true. And then someone else says, what the hell are you talking about? And then, so obviously not all the dragons were willing to share, right? And then Dane says, if your dragon didn't choose, but then he's just overpowered because everybody's screaming. So Zayden's like, how's it going there, wing leader? And he's like, do you think you can do it better?
Yes.
Of course Zayden can do it better. What are you talking about? What a question.
You can do everything better than you did.
Everything better. And so he asks her if she can stand on her own, which she can, sort of. So he basically just covers the whole courtyard in shadows. And then he just yells enough, amplifying his voice, and then everybody's silent.
Yeah.
Eric says, fucking show off, which we all thought at the same time too.
Yeah.
But we love it. And then Xaden says, you are all writers, all chosen, all threshed, all responsible for what happens next. Act like it. What Eidos has told you is the truth. Whether or not you choose to believe it is up to you. If your dragon has chosen not to share what some have seen, then your choice has been made for you.
Yep.
So even if you wish you could believe it, it doesn't matter. At this point, all the dragons come flying in here. Yeah.
Sick.
And Jasenia with it says a trio of figures led by Jasenia, so that means
must
4,
be
right?
With 2 others.
Well, see, that's what I keep going back and forth. Is it a trio?
A trio
led by
her.
So that means
she's
she's
one of the trio.
One of the trio? Or she's leading the trio? No, I think it's one of the trio.
Yeah, I can't imagine that it's hard to believe there's even 2 others who are willing to come with her.
I bet you the one guy who sleeps in front.
Like, come with me.
Or who was the one who went along with them? Was that Dryer or something? Or is that the the healer?
No, that's the healer.
Okay.
I don't remember her name.
Yeah. I wonder if it's one of those. So then she's coming along, which is awesome. Great. Now and she thinks, I just need 3 dragons willing to carry them. And then Taryn says, already taken up care of, only this once. So that means they're going to carry these scribes, which is so nice of them.
Taryn is just the best.
He is. And then Xaden says, okay, wars do not wait for your readiness, and make no mistake about it, we are at war. A war in which we are outmatched, not only in strength of signet, but air superiority as a whole. Right. And then she thinks to him, is this your idea of pep talk? And he's like, if they need to be roused, they shouldn't be coming with us.
Yeah.
Fair point.
And they do deserve to know.
Yeah. Whatever you decide in the next hour will determine our course and perhaps the end of your life. If you come with us, I cannot promise you'll live. But if you stay, I guarantee you will die fighting for the wrong side. The venom will not stop at the border. They will drain every ounce of magic in Promiel, and then they'll come for the hatching grounds in the Vale.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and this is the point. It's like It's not even like maybe you'll live. It's like eventually you will die because this is happening now.
I know. Like, that's what I'm saying about, like, Violet's mom, for example. It's like,
What is she
what do you
thinking?
think's gonna happen eventually?
I don't know. It's like, it's that bird who puts his head in the sand.
Yeah.
So then he says, someone says that they'll be hunted down as traitors. And he says, defining yourself as a traitor requires declaring your allegiance. I don't know what he means by that exactly.
I guess he's saying, like, are you a traitor or are you...
Yeah, your allegiance could still be to
Navarre. Because Xaden's it. I mean, he made that clear, at least to the Promish guys.
No, he did. You're right.
He was like, my country does come first. Like, we're willing to help you, and we want to take down the Venin, but of course we come first.
Yeah.
Just like you put yourself first. That's what we're doing here. We're trying to protect.
Yeah. So his allegiance is still to Navarre. It's just not to the goddamn government.
No. And honestly, whose should be?
So then he's like, as for hunting us down, they won't be able to find us. Woohoo. Okay. So at that moment, a dozen professors come rushing out, anger and shock lining their faces, and Car's yelling, "What have you done? You'll end us all. Over who? People you've never met? I won't allow it." And then he's like running towards with his hands out, like he's gonna do something. So Xaden yells, "Bodhi!" And as fire erupts from Car's hand.
Wait, this is the power. I'm sorry, but like the firepower, I had wondered if anyone had
firepower, and it's Car's.
Which again, I do think is kind of a boring signal.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So fire erupts from Car. Going straight towards the dais. And then Bodhi steps forward, twists his hands like he's turning a dial, and then the fire dies out and extinguishes, leaving Car staring at his hands. So did he not know that Bodhi had this signet?
No, he does, because he said, "You taught us well, maybe a little too well."
Oh, yeah, okay. And then Xaden says to her, he can counter signets.
Yeah, that is such a cool power.
Yeah, that is really cool.
I love finding new people's powers.
I know, it's great. And she thinks, well, that's fucking terrifying. I can imagine that one's kept quiet for good reason, too.
Yeah, because that is kind of scary.
Yeah. So, so now the dragons have finally landed, right? Yep. And they're just all over the place. And then Devera yells, "We won't stop you," shifts to where her own dragon perches beside the parapet. "In fact, some of us have been waiting to join you."
Yes! This is literally the best thing ever. I was like, oh, I knew you were good.
I know. It would have broke our heart if we turned out she was bad, man.
No way.
I know. And then Bodhi loves that. He's like, "Really?" And then she says, "Who do you think left the news about Zolia all over Battle Brief?" Mm-hmm.
That was a plot twist. I don't know why. Because, like, I was suspecting a lot about her, but I think it's that scribe that was kind of rushing away, which maybe was one of these three scribes and maybe was working with Devera. I don't know why else the scribe would be here. And unless someone has to print it,
that's a good
printing
point.
Places are in the scribe area.
I was thinking almost sometimes wondering if that was Devera wearing a scribe robe.
Then she's back in class like a second later.
Yeah, I know. She'd have to like run into a closet and Superman it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah, but this was...
That's so good.
And
like, Violet's just as happy as us. She's exactly who I thought she would be. She is. So Xaden calls out, "We're leaving within the hour. Your choice is as simple as it's personal. You can defend Navarre, or you can fight for the continent."
Right.
So that's an interesting way to put it. Yeah.
And Navarre is still in the continent.
Yep. You're fighting for everybody.
Yeah.
So they take off. There's not even like a page break, man. They're in the air in that paragraph.
I know.
It's like, there you go. And it says it's the biggest riot she's ever seen. 200 dragons and 101 riders, nearly half the quadrant. And more are coming, taking a slower route with hatchlings. That's so cool.
Yeah, and I was like, well, that's helpful.
Yeah.
That they have hatchlings. Because I still think that hatching grounds are very important,
and they're gonna have to have a hatching ground if they've got hatchlings and the clutch. So yeah,
and I think and there's already hatching grounds that did exist there. That's where Terran Nox line came from. So I'm like, this is gonna be very necessary for their plan. I'm sure
it's really good. They're flying, right? And she was saying she's proud of every single member of her squad that came with us, even the first years who are still fighting to keep their seats.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. So that means literally her whole squad is intact.
Yeah.
It just goes to show that they're just a good general group. And, maybe Dane was good at something. We keep wondering, how's this all working? But
he seems to.
Although Rhiannon is the squad leader, is the leader for the squad, so fine.
But he got them to Iron Squad or whatever last year.
Iron Squad, yeah. So she thinks marked ones take position at the edges of the flight formation, hiding us from Melgrim's sight should he decide to battle us. Right?
Yeah.
And then, so that's good to know. We just, that somehow, because, by surrounding them in that way, somehow it still keeps in that, I guess, Maybe if they were all together, then the rest of everybody outside of that would somehow have been shown. I don't know. It's kind of weird how that works, you know?
Yeah, this is a very helpful thing that they have going on here.
Yeah, for sure. But she's like, I don't know how it's possible that we're gonna like not be seen somehow. It's literally a cloud of dragons.
It's a lot of dragons.
It's a lot. She says it must not have been just leadership that left because like they don't run into anyone the whole way. So she doesn't know like
they must have
people pulled from all these other places as well, you know?
Yeah, I guess so.
But they cross into Tyrrendor, and then Terrence like, we're almost there. And she's like, I'm all right. And he says, don't bother lying to me. I can feel it. The exhaustion, the pain, the crackling of unset bones in your left arm, the chapped wounds on your face, the throbbing of your left knee, the only eases. She's like, point made. You're the one who hasn't stopped for water in 12 hours. And he's like, I could, fly forever without it, basically.
Yeah.
He says you're an incredibly needy species. Anyways, so they're approaching Orisha. Taryn and Sigil fly like right in front of the house because they're like, we're not going to walk her.
No.
She's not in the shape for that.
But everyone else went to, I guess, the hatching ground area.
Or wherever the landing field is.
Yeah.
It says for the valley high above, whatever that means.
Yeah. Well, I think that valley was where Andarna was earlier.
Okay.
Like at the end of, or actually at the beginning of this book.
Recovering, yeah.
And I think that's where they said the old hatching grounds. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe not.
Either way, they have arrived. And right when they arrive, literally the doors fly open and Brennan runs down and says, Violet!
Yes. I was like, oh my gosh, she really needs you.
Yeah, no
Please
shit.
heal her.
I know. She does manage to get off, like literally get out of the saddle and, go down his leg by herself. And then Xaden like catches her. Brennan's like, what the fuck did you get her into this time? And Violet's like, he got me out. Oh, well, then why is it she's half dead every time you bring her to me? He's still talking to Xaden, obviously. And he's like, oh gods, Violet, what did they do to you? And she's like, I'm all right. I could probably use some mending.
Yeah,
that's
probably.
an understatement. And then he hears the dull roar of all the dragons. And he's like, because at this point, he just knew they arrived.
Yeah. And this is more dragons than there are even riders.
Mm-hmm.
Because of all of the other dragons who weren't currently bonded, but who also made the decision
to come. Yeah, it's kind of cool. And then he says, what have you two done? And Zane's like, ask your sister.
Right.
And then goes, I mean, you did say you needed riders.
And she provided.
We sure did. That's the end of that chapter.
Although,
end of part 1.
They say later, did they bring riders or did they bring children? Children. But they're not trained either.
My goodness, people. They're old enough to fight, die, have sex, and drink. Okay? You can't call them children.
But some of them can barely hold their seats.
Sure.
Just saying.
Just saying. They're cadets, but not children. Okay.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh. Yeah, we're going to try to make this one quick because that is the one that had the most meat. Chapter 37, blurb on the top, half palace, half barracks, but entirely a fortress. Ryerson House has never been breached by army. It survived countless sieges, and 3 full-out assaults before falling under the flame of the very dragons it existed to serve.
Yeah, but it didn't fully fall under the flame.
Well, this is what everyone thinks.
Yeah. But it does show, actually, in this chapter, parts
a little
of it
more about
that
the
had
damage
to be redone and parts of it that were definitely damaged and charred and burnt and rebuilt, but it didn't fully fall, at least.
Mm-hmm. So we started this chapter in this dream again with the sage, right?
Yes, who now seems to, I guess you could just think it's her subconscious, so of course her subconscious would know, but I doubt it. I think that the sage actively does know what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's saying that you perceive as the safety of, she's gone past the safety of the wards. Yep. But it also says that you perceive as the safety of the wards, which is kind of ominous, right?
Yeah.
So he's like not even saying the wards are even that safe.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, because they're sure the wards are safe, right?
Right.
And then he's like, I'll hunt you to the ends of the continent and beyond. I don't want to go into all this. I mean, it's the same kind of dream, right? But she's saying, well, you can only hunt me to the wards. And he says, yet you sleep beyond them. And the longest night has yet to pass. Another kind of ominous statement, right?
Yes.
What's he talking about?
Something bad, I'm sure.
But she wakes up and realizes she's not in that cold dungeon anymore. That she's actually here with a nice, warm, handsome man in bed.
Yes. And she is alive.
And she's alive and she has been mended.
Yes.
And she's really enjoying the look of this very well sculpted man, laying with, I believe, no shirt. I think
Yeah,
because
yeah.
she's talking about his muscles and everything,
Yeah.
lying on his stomach. I can't sleep on my stomach. Can people sleep on their stomach?
I think men can.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I have a couple things in the way. Anyways, so as she's lusting over him or salivating over him, he's sleeping. She starts, kissing him and wakes him up, and then he's sort of like, I don't want to hurt you, and she's like, no,
Forget that.
forget that.
But she does, like, they talk about, oh, I could get used to waking up like this. And then she thinks, like, well, she says, we shouldn't get used to it. They'll probably put me with the other cadets tonight. And I'm like, first of all, I didn't write this down.
Yeah.
But I was like, isn't this literally Zayden's house? They're going to tell him and his girlfriend where they can and cannot sleep.
And he sort of says that.
He does kind of say that later. But also I was like, oh yeah, where is everyone? Like, where are everyone at? Like, where are they all sleeping? Are they all in dorms? Like, are they all separated back into, like, I don't know. Are they sleeping with their squad mates? Are they
sleeping with the horses in the stables? Oh wait, there's no horses.
dragons, I guess.
Maybe there's horses for the infantry. Yeah, it's a good question. We don't know at this particular moment, but we do find out shortly.
Yeah.
But yeah, he literally says, this is my house. I sleep where you sleep, which is preferably in this very large, very comfortable bed, and you should still be sleeping. And she's like, well, I woke up to this look. I ain't sleeping.
Yeah, and then she's like, I'm all better. Like, don't be gentle with me. I also love when he's like, are you trying to kill me? And she's like, yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if there's anything in here that's worth saying. I mean, it's all worth saying, but I'm not reading you guys the chapter. If you'd like to read it, pick it up again and read it.
Right.
I do believe. Oh, yeah. There's at one point where she's like, there's 100 people in this palace, like.
Oh, this is so funny when she's like, they're all going to hear me. And he's like, good. But then he's like,
then later he says, I've already worded it for
And she goes, of course it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was really funny. I like that too.
Yeah.
Also,
I think that's it, right?
He does say, like, you want me to sleep in here with you after they're done? And then he was like, every night. And then,
but that's when she says, well, they need to ward this room. And he's like, haha, it's already done.
Yeah.
And she's just like, whatever. So yeah, okay, good. So after they had their little, special morning, then they leave the room and there's just cadets everywhere. It is a big place, but still, they brought a lot of people,
Yeah.
And he's like, it's noisier than it was last time we were here. She's like thinking, what did we do? Like, I don't know what I was thinking. So she asks him, can we even fit all these writers? And he says, there are 100 barracks rooms. I keep thinking I'm saying that wrong. The barracks, yeah. Barracks rooms between the top 3 floors. And that doesn't account for the family quarters on the second. The question is if they're all serviceable. Not everything has been repaired and rebuilt.
Right. So that was the line. I was like, okay, so we're seeing how much damage was done.
Yeah.
A bit.
Yeah, but that's interesting that they have so much space. That's a big ass house.
I mean, this is like the capital of so Arisha is the capital of Tirandor, and this is where his dad was like the ruler.
Yeah.
One of the rulers.
No, he was the whatever you call it, Lord. I don't know. There's
whatever it is.
The Duke.
I don't know. Something like that. I mean, it would make sense for them to basically have, like, a palace.
Yeah.
In a way, which does generally have, like, a bunch of rooms for no reason.
But also, the fact that it has barracks means that they probably put that together when they were doing the first rebellion to house any soldiers and stuff.
Yes, they did already have a rebellion. So this was, like, the headquarters of that. And then, yeah.
Yeah, it's possible.
And they were also maybe trying to prep it potentially for taking in Promish citizens.
Yeah.
Who knows?
That's right. And that could have been part of it too. But he doesn't know how much has all been fixed up, but at least there's I guess if nothing else, there's rooms and they could be like sleeping on their, sleeping bags.
Yeah.
Anyways, she sees Rhiannon. Rhiannon sees her and it's like, Violet, you look better. And then Violet's like, yeah, I feel better. What's going on? And Rhiannon's like, I was hoping you would know. They took a quick roll last night, put us in our rooms, and fed us breakfast this morning, but that was an hour ago. Can you imagine how much they had to have scrambled to have gotten breakfast ready when they get dumped with people?
I'm sure all the kitchen did not sleep last night.
I'm sure they didn't. My goodness. Anyway, so apparently they've just been waiting since breakfast.
Yeah, and I instantly got, like, anxious here. I'm like, all of these people waiting around is not good. Like, you don't want them to be idle, because then they're going to start, like, questioning And, like,
why did I do this? Why am
and
I here?
regretting
this
and being
stupid,
like,
yeah.
this is like no one here has a plan. Like this
I
is
know.
so dumb. So I'm like, oh gosh, we have to do something. Like we can't have them just waiting around.
And
But the
Violet's
more-
feeling a little anxious too, because she's even like, I feel like I fucked up by bringing everybody here, you know?
Yeah, just
she
like
says that a
out
little
of
later.
yeah.
Yeah. But Zayn's like, okay, good. Let's go. Let's find out. Okay, let's go and meet with the assembly. They're meeting already, right? And then they see Eric, and Eric is like, what now, Sorengale? And then Zayn's like, he isn't asking about the schedule. And she's like, oh, I picked up on that. So she says to Eric, your secret is safe with us. And then she's like, it's up to you if you want to tell anyone about your family, right, Ryerson? And then he's just like, he just nods. And then Eric's like, you swear it? And she's like, I do. But anyway, so that was nice. He was worried about what was going to happen at that point. So
yeah, I keep on forgetting that he's such a secret still. Just because she figured it out so quickly, and I know why. Yeah.
Okay. So she is feeling a little bit worried about this whole thing, and she's like, I think I may have fucked up, and he's like, we may have fucked up. Doesn't mean we weren't right. Kind of not sure about those words, but okay.
I think he's just like trying to reassure her that we're in this together.
I mean, it was the right thing to do in the moment. I don't think that means you fucked what else do you do?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They were put in a really hard position. It was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's a little worried about going in here because she's like, those people wanted to like literally lock me up last time. And he's like, well, they're more pissed at me than they are at you right now. He says that like they summoned him last night and he was not going to leave her side, which is so cute.
Yeah.
So they come into this room and everyone's yelling and there's just a lot of like, you ruined everything. Everything's going to go horrible now, you know? And so Zayn's like, I made the call. You want to yell at me. So, and then they're like, Suri, who is such a bitch. She's like, what is the general's daughter doing here? And then Brennan's like, the general's son is here.
Yeah, guys.
What is up?
Come on.
Some people. Anyways, she mentions this armchair, right?
Yeah. And she said that Xaden was in it last meeting, but then is like, oh, they're waiting on someone. I wonder whose chair it is. And I was like, well, I thought it was Xaden's chair.
Yeah, well, she was thinking he just happened to be sprawled in it because he's just an insolent bastard, you know? Yeah.
So I was confused. I was like, oh, wow, like maybe it's going to be like a big plot twist who it is. And then it just is Xaden. And I was like, okay.
You're like, I figured that out earlier, Violet. Get with it.
It's so funny.
I know. It is funny. It's an interesting sounding chair with a figure of like a sleeping dragon perched on it. And then also she sees that like half of it has been like, burnt and then like polished down. So it's interesting. Yeah.
Which is actually probably really cool looking.
It probably is. And it definitely is a symbol of their rebuilding, right?
Yeah.
Kind of cool. Anyways, okay, what's done is done. You can stay in here and chastise us all day, or you can figure out what to do with 100 writers we brought you. And then this is when, okay, so they don't say kids, but it says you didn't bring us writers, you brought us cadets. What the hell are we supposed to do with them? And then I love Felix. He's the one who's always like kind of standing up for Violet and Xaden and stuff. He's the one who says, such theatrics are above you, Suri. Yeah. No, the question is valid. And then Xaden's like, I suggest you call a formation and divide them into equal wings for starters, though they may prefer to stay intact. From what I've seen, fourth wing has the largest numbers. Of course it does.
Because you were their wing leader.
And then Xaden even like nice, kind of a little bit begrudgingly like points out the Eidos also, but yeah.
Yeah.
Which is another matter, right? They're like, he's confined to his quarters until we can ascertain his loyalty along with the scribes. But then Violet argues that Kath should be enough to vouch for Dane's loyalty, which is interesting. I wonder if it's just because like mind to mind when the dragons communicate, they can't hide something. I don't really know.
It must be that. Yeah, it was kind of confusing.
Yeah. And then she's also saying that Justania is like the only reason we have Warwick's journal.
Right. And she's like, right, Xaden, right?
But then she finds out that he didn't even tell the assembly about the journal. So he explains that, you know, it contains these instructions in Old Lucerus that is about the wards, right?
Yeah. And he was supposed to bring it to Brennan, but Brennan's like, I don't know it.
Doesn't read Old Lucerus.
So it would have been pointless for him to bring it there anyways.
So anyways, this hawk-nosed dude, who has a name somewhere, we've learned it before, but for some reason, it's Ulysses. He says, you bring 100 riders and 200 dragons here and have the nerve to say the word secure.
Yeah.
Like you may have handed Melgren a map for location. Or was that what she's truly after? He still thinks she's, whatever. Imogen's like, here we fucking go again.
I know.
So, of course, Xaden has to defend her. And then
so does Brennan.
Brennan has to defend her. And they start yelling about, like, how now we don't have enough riders ourselves. And we've had to double patrols. And, like, don't tell me Melgren doesn't know.
Children. I knew he said children. Someone said children. We have no wards, no forge, and children running amok in the hallways.
I mean, there is a point to this. Yes. Oh, this is a girl battle axe. Okay, fine. There is a point to this because it's true that they are overwhelmed now.
Yes.
Yeah. It's true.
Because they
But-
weren't expecting this. But they can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like these guys are trained to follow command.
Right. And
It
I
shouldn't
wish...
take that many, like, adult figures to get them in line.
Right, exactly. And that's what, like, Felix is more like, okay, good, what do we do? Let's just do the right thing at this point. We have them here, you know, and the other guys are all freaking out. And,
But, like, what are you gonna do? Send them all back?
right.
Or kill them all?
Yeah.
Like, what
Is the other option?
You can
I
bitch
think
about
that's
it, but you have to
exactly,
do it.
which is what his point was earlier. It's like, we can sit here and yell about it, but we
should probably
need
come
to
with
do
a
something about
plan.
it. Yeah. So, okay, good. So then, let's see. Xaden then says, Melgren isn't coming. Even if he knew where you are, which he doesn't, he can't risk his forces coming after us when the kingdom is reeling from wyvern carcasses we left up and down the border. Half the riders he plans on having in 3 years are here. He might want to kill us, but he can't afford to.
Right, but they're probably going to start planning. What I was thinking is that they're probably going to start planning. Like, Melgren and leadership are going to start planning
What to do
with them. That is obviously going to be a bad thing, whatever they're planning. And that's what I was wondering about her mom. Like,
if they
is
think
her mom
these
gonna
guys
be
are
helping them plan?
Yeah. If they think these guys are creating an army to attack them, but that's not really what's happening here. They're trying to save Peromio. They're not trying to fight the other Navarians.
But do they care? Like, they just want
I don't know. I'm just saying,
they killed all the rebellion people, the first rebellion, even though they also weren't a threat to them.
They did, but now they're a threat to them.
Now they are a threat.
It's not even a big point. It's just like, he does say he might want to kill him, but he can't afford to. And I do think that point is the point, is he can't afford to kill. These are all the writers that he needs to do anything about these Venin, if it comes to it.
And we know that the numbers have been dropping anyways.
Right. So, I don't know. It's just the point that Xaden's making. Yeah. So then he says, as for Violet, if you want to confine her, question her, then it's me you start with. I bear the responsibility for her and any decision she makes, remember?
Right.
So this is like, he's saying...
We kind of learned this a little bit a while ago, but it was just kind of brushed over.
She gets from this second, because he's just... Oh, no, because he's pulled down and exposed the scar that she's seen before. And she's like, wait, this is the same length as the one on his back. Xaden isn't responsible for just the marked ones anymore. He's responsible for me. Right? Yep. So hit her loyalties. And then she says to him, when did you do that? And he said, about 2 seconds after I put you in Brennan's arms after resting. So when he brought her in that time.
That was the only way he could
do like, that. He does that whatever swear thing with cutting himself.
Fun traditions.
So he's basically saying, you'll consider them my guests. I did not ask permission of anyone to bring guests in my own house. And then I love how Garrick like swears and puts his hand on the hilt of his sword. He's like basically ready to protect Xaden if they like attack him.
Yeah, but this is such a good point. Like,
right. He's like, this is my fucking
him
house.
What to do in his own house. Are you serious right now? This is so like Aelin coming back to her kingdom, and then they're like, oh
god,
we don't
that
think
was the
so.
worst.
And it's like, this is literally my
okay, but don't tell too much. People could be reading it, like your sister. Okay. So then he's like, or did you forget that this is my house? My life is tethered to Violet. So if you want me in that fucking chair, you'll accept her. And he's pointing to that chair. And this is when she's like, his chair, the empty one. He's the 7th.
But he never really, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I guess he hasn't sworn to be part of their
Or maybe he
yet.
is generally in that chair. He just likes to walk up a lot. He's just basically saying, if you want to keep me there, I'm not really sure.
I guess.
It was a weird, I'm not entirely sure about that. But then she thinks, oh, wait, yeah, this is his house. It's all Xaden's. No noble has claimed. Oh, here it is. The Duchy of Arisha. So the Duchy is like Duke and Duchess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, she's going to be a Duchess.
They all think the land is ruined. So no nobles come and claimed it. So he is legally he is the lord of these lands or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, because I guess they were all probably like everyone else who owned land was like stripped of their titles and it was given to the loyal families of Tyrandor, but because his never was, because they were like, well, it's either trashed or cursed.
Right.
So even per Navarre, he's still in possession of this land.
Do these guys do things like lord and ladies and stuff like that? Have we heard that on any previous? Because all we know is just the colonels and generals.
Didn't we hear something about Liam's parents?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did hear something.
I thought that he came from some sort of nobility.
Yeah, there is nobility here. I can't, for some reason, it's not sticking out to me right now.
Because
I'm not sure.
Being a writer is just being a writer, but we know that there's like a king.
Yeah, there's a king, so there should be all that stuff.
All the rest of the stuff should come with that.
Right. Anyways, so they're like, fine, we'll trust Violet Sorrengail, but that doesn't help us arm the drifts without an operational forge. Back to the forge again. In winning this first battle with Navarre by taking half the Riders' quadrant, you may have lost us this war. Because, see, they needed the forge back in in Basgiath. They were constantly using it.
Yeah.
And then...
Well, it's simple. Go and get this other thing, the luminary.
The luminary. And then Battle Axe is like, what would we do with all these cadets? Gods, you brought us Atos and scribes. It's not like we can send them out to battle the Wyvern and Venom.
No, but...
And then Zayden's like, hello, I brought you 4 professors. And it's
4
not like
professors?
4. So that's Emeterio.
Devara.
What was the other one that I really like? Kaori. But I don't know who the 4th one is.
Yeah, I think some here. Oh, here it is. Imiterio, Devara, Kaori, and who? I can't believe Carr. Maybe the RSC guy. That's what I wrote.
Okay.
I couldn't think of who it would be.
Yeah.
And I was like, that guy seems fine. So far.
I mean, he really did. He really did.
For a guy
I just love how he's just like, like sitting outside. Wayne's like, oh, look, you guys escaped.
Guys.
How cool. I know. So he's kind of an interesting sort of wing it type of guy. Yeah. So Zayden says, I've already questioned the scribes. They can be trusted, and Kath vouches for Atos. As for the other cadets, I suggest you get them back into class.
Yeah, because you have 4 professors. Get them back in class. They know the curriculum.
And also, he says it's not like you're without your share of knowledge, so they could even
help too.
So we end this chapter with
gosh,
suddenly getting a little goldy shimmery in her mind, and then Andarna's like, Violet? And then it says, for the first time in months, I feel whole. A smile spreads across my face. Andarna.
I know. So she's awake?
She's awake.
Maybe all the flying woke her up.
I don't know, man. Wild stuff.
I know. I'm really excited to talk to her again and for her to get caught up on everything that's happened. She's missed a lot.
Yeah.
And they're going to get back into classes, I guess. But what about Violet? And what about Zayden? Like, the thing about Zayden and the third years who have graduated, I mean, they were supposed to all be posted. So, like, they're already fully trained writers.
Yeah, so they did bring them all of those all of Zayden's third year comrades have come.
Yes. And
so they could go patrol and stuff.
And there's a bunch of third years who, I mean, I don't know, are they going to be like, no, you have to finish your third year? Or
it would be
all
so
the rest
dumb
of
to
those
do that at
third
this
years,
point. Yeah.
Are they going to be considered you're trained enough? Or it's like, you haven't completed this one really important thing, just do that thing.
Yeah, maybe. We don't know what they do in third year.
No, we have no idea, so it's really hard to say. And then, like, what about, like, RSC? Like, that is such an interesting... I mean, I doubt how Violet's gonna do it. She passed with flying colors.
Oh my gosh, she will not break.
She's
with torture.
But, like, is that a class that they're gonna continue?
But why?
I mean...
I don't know. I do get the point, but see, that
learning
was to
interrogation tactics and how to... Like, you could do all the theory of RSC, and that would still be really helpful, because knowing what they might use against you, just to mentally prepare
aren't
for it.
Gonna sit and torture you. They're just... I don't know. I don't think they will. They'll suck you dry.
Do you really... You just really
That's
think
true.
that...
That's true.
Yeah.
I just have never agreed with, like, oh yeah, let's put people through torture to show them how torture works.
They need to do the practical. Okay. But they could do the theory. I think it's smart to know, like, these are the tactics they might use. And also, what if you need to interrogate someone? This is war.
Yeah.
You should know the best tactics to use if you have to interrogate a Venom, I guess.
Yeah.
Or Jack Barlow or whatever.
Right. Yeah, it's wild. We have this...
Speaking of Jack.
Speaking of Jack, right?
Where's Jack in all of this? Where was he this entire time? It's so weird that it wasn't mentioned even once. Like, when Jack was there and he looked this way, or he looked like he was thinking this. Also, I wonder what Sloane's thinking. There's just so many
because Sloane did come along.
I mean, she
was
must
part
have.
of the... I said every single, including the first years. Yeah, it's true. We haven't really... We've been a little bit worried about Violet and her 5 days of torture and then, like, getting out of the college. We haven't kind of brushed up, those little facts.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Eventually. We'll see eventually.
Okay, well, thanks for listening, everyone.
There's so much going on. And we got, like, we're in a whole new...
No, it's like a whole new book.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. We have an Instagram and a Threads. It's First Wing Pod. You should join us there. We also have a Discord that we have now.
Starting to get hopping.
Yeah, which is, like, funny because the episode that's about to come out is us being like, I don't know, there's not that many people in our Discord.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
But just to remind you guys, we always record a week or two ahead. But you should join us there.
Yeah,
it's fun. I heard from my husband that the spoiler channels has a lot of activity with you guys talking about spoiler things.
Yeah.
So if you haven't read all of the books and you really want to talk about what's going to come next, that's a great place to do that. Obviously, I'm not in there, but...
Yeah, I really appreciate the people who are, like, adding some great content in there.
Yeah, and there's, like, memes and stuff that I've seen that are fun, so it's a good time. Yeah. The link will be in the description of the episode, as always. You can also rate and review our podcast. We always read our reviews on the podcast. So leave us a review. Tell us what you're thinking, and we'll read it on the podcast. It's great.
Yeah.
love
Unfortunately, we
hearing.
don't have one right now.
No, not this week.
We would love your review.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Next episode, we'll cover chapters 38 and 39.
Join us next time, writers.
Bye.
Bye.